Where am I even am I in this? Wow, guys, do you remember when I used to play Umineko? That was like a decade ago. Never fucking finished it. No, there will probably be like an Easter egg of Beatrice somewhere. Maybe. Maybe I'm up for Fortnite. I'm not doing anything this weekend, so maybe. Assuming my save data is okay now, I think we can play. Where we left off, just let me take a minute. Wash my hands. Stop eating. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, the ASMR had to end sometime. Where was I? Please pull up a seat. Ipishi. I need to make sure where I left off. Nani sore. Purgatorio. Okay, I think this is wrong. Well, let me start it up again. Matte ne. Matte kudasai na ne. I gotta remember what functions does which. Oh yeah, I need to fix the scaling as well. Could be hearing a lot of seagulls in your ears. Hello, Hacha. You made it in time for Umineko, but you missed the Smasher Pass. Okay, here we go. Is it this way, or do I load? I think I have to load. Hold on. Scuff. Hold on. It's Scuff. Just trying to remember how Umineko operated. We didn't make it to episode 3. Yeah. Okay. This is what I'm supposed to praise. Was it this one? I swear, if my save file fucked up again, I'll be so shit. Where are we on episode 2? Seto. That's it, we were on episode 1. Oh. Your game is 3 months old, it might be outdated.
金蔵さんをよく知る方なら、金蔵さんが並大抵の脅しには屈しないことをよく存じているでしょう。
Okay, I remember we're in a parlor room. One of the residents... Well, we're discussing the residents that died and yada yada yada. What's Umineko? It's a horror visual novel the size of a Bible. Anyone who wants to know Kinzo-san well would surely be well aware that he won't bow to ordinary threats. Yeah, any of my previous VODs are on YouTube.
これだけの財産を持つ後宮家を背負われる方です。
Okay, thank God I did not lose my place. Last time it was a big headache when I did. He is the man who bears the burden of the Shiramiya family and all its wealth. We're discussing who gets to own the inheritance, but we gotta solve a riddle or else people will die.
今日まで様々な攻撃や脅迫にさらされてきました。
He has been exposed to many threats and attacks in the past.
それらすべてに打ち勝ってきたからこそ、今日の繁栄があるのです。
It is because he was able to overcome them with the family prospers today.
それに関しては私も同感だぜ。
Totally agree on that.
うちのじい様が脅されて何かに従うなんてちょっと想像もつかないぜ。
Can't imagine your grandfather letting himself get pushed around just because some asshole threatened him.
ジェシカ、言葉遣いがはしたないです。
Jessica, this is not how we talk. Not in front of your family. Oh yeah, I know about the Umineko fighting game, but I never got a chance to learn how do I download it.
はい。
なら、こういう発想はどうだろう。
In that case, how about this one?
いや、これもぶっ飛んでるか。
No, wait. Is this out there as well? Oh, it's on Steam? Okay. I couldn't hesitate. Scary idea like a bow and arrow. Might be hard to hit with, but it's a great weapon that can strike enemies from afar. Research shows that most people who have died in the battles were killed by wounds from arrows. In a battle, you don't shoot off just one arrow. You shoot off a whole bunch of arrows at once and assault the enemy soldiers with a wall of them. So shoot them over and over. Assault the truth with a wall.
犯
Okay.
人が隠された黄金が狙いってんなら、
Okay, see you,
俺たち
Flux.
に解かせるのは効率が悪い。
This is gonna be the boring part of the stream, so I don't blame you if you gotta leave. If the culprit is after the hidden gold, it would be very efficient for them to force us to solve the riddle.
謎を作った本人に答えを聞く方が手っ取り早いさ。
Asking the person who made it in the first place would be much quicker and easier.
じゃあさ、これはつまり
In that case, the question is,
すべてじい様に当てたメッセージってことじゃないのか。
is this all a message directed at grandfather? In other words, these murders were a threat directed at grandfather. If he didn't tell the culprit where the gold was, his family members would be killed off one by one. What if we weren't the only ones being forced to solve this riddle? What if grandfather was too? If you think about it that way, it explains grandfather's mysterious disappearance. If the culprit had attacked grandfather, then judging by the state of the 6 corpses were left in, he would definitely have displayed somewhere with that horrible makeup added. But despite that, we still hadn't found him. Did that mean grandfather had been kidnapped and was being held somewhere?
そんな、
How could...
まさか、そんな。
You weren't saying how could.
面白い話じゃない。
Ah, that sounds interesting.
つまり、お父様はどこかに監禁されていて。
That sounds interesting. So father is being confined somewhere.
黄金のありかを話さないと次々に殺人を繰り返すぞと脅されているわけ。
That if he doesn't tell them the location of gold, We will be killed off one by one.
その話のどこが面白いのか理解に苦しみます。
I struggle to understand what you find interesting about that. And Natsuhi threatened her, but Auntie Eva just smiled calmly.
この時間になっても姿を現さない以上、おじい様が事件に巻き込まれているのはほぼ間違いないと思います。
Since we still haven't seen him after all this time, I think that it's almost certain that grandfather had gotten caught up in the crime.
それを思えば、バトラ君の仮説も無視することはできないんじゃないですか。
When you think about that, you can't just ignore Batherkun's theory, right?
ジョージは黙ってなさい。
Stay quiet, George.
そもそもお父様っていついなくなったのかしら。
The first place, when exactly was it that father went missing?
最後にお父さんの姿を見たのは誰や？
Who was the last one to see father?
多分私でしょう。
It was probably me.
今朝主人たちの姿が見えないと騒ぎになった時、お父様の書斎にいるかもしれないという話になり、
This morning we were worried that we didn't know where my father and the rest were. We were talking about how they might be in father's study.
私がお部屋にお伺いしてそこでご挨拶をしました。
I want to check his room and greeted him.
そういえば書斎の鍵をずっと借りっぱなしですね。
Come to think of it, I've been holding the key to his study the whole time, haven't I?
源氏、これは返しておきます。
Genshi, let me return this to you. And Natsuhi pulled out the gold key and handed it to Genji. Looking at the key, Aunt Eva giggled.
ねえ源氏さん、
Ne, Genji-san.
どうせ警察はお父様の部屋も徹底的に捜査すると思うわ。
I'm sure the police will inspect father's room thoroughly anyway.
何を隠していてもどうせ暴かれちゃう。
Doesn't matter what you hide, it'll be exposed anyway.
だったらちょっと早く今この場で話してくれてもいいんじゃないかしら。
So you might as well tell us about it right here, right now, don't you think?
何のお話でしょうか？
What are you talking about?
シンプルな話よ。
simple.
お父様の書斎はその鍵がなければ外から入ることはできない密室よ。
It's simple. Don't forget, father's study is a locked room with no way in or out except for that key.
その定義の確認をしたいの。
I want to double check how that's being defined.
お父様の部屋には入り口が一つある。
There is one entrance to father's study,
あとは窓？
and also the windows.
他に出入り口は？
Any other entrances or exits?
ありません。
There is none.
中に入るには入り口しかありません。
Hello, Blanca. You made it to the revisit of me finally opening up Umineko again. Totally unrelated to the Silent Hill game that just got announced. So you're back in the Umineko grind. Yes. If I can't play this new Silent Hill game until I finish Umineko. 'Tis the rules. We should watch the When They Cry series one day. Yeah, we should watch the old one. The old one had like a lot more gore in it. There is no way to get in except for the entrance. But also we did do a Pokemon Trainer Smasher Pass. But that finished rather quickly.
間違いなくね。
You're sure about that?
秘密の隠し扉なんかがあったりはしないのね。
There isn't some secret hidden door or anything?
お父様が不在である以上、後ろ宮家の最高序列者は私よ。
Since father isn't here, I am the highest ranked member of the Ushiramiya family.
その後ろ宮家の当主代行として聞いているの。
I'm asking you as a representative of the Ushiramiya family head.
それを理解した上で答えなさい。
Understand that and answer me.
あの部屋には入り口以外に他に出入り口は？
Are there any ways in or out of that room other than the main entrance?
お父様の最高の側近だったあなたは知っているはずよ。
As father's closest aide, I'm sure you know. You know, this game is very immersive. It's raining right now and it's raining in the game. And Natsuki looked a little offended at the part of the highest ranked family member, but she kept her mouth closed for the time being and waited for Genji's answer. I couldn't help but feel a little uncomfortable. Why was she going on about the hidden doors?
カノン君も熊沢さんも知ってるなら教えてくれない？
You too, Kanon-kun, Kumasawa-san. If you know, won't you tell me?
あるならあるって言ってくれた方がいいの。
If there is one, it would be better if you said it.
じゃないと今からある人がとても追い詰められることになるわよ。
If there isn't, then someone is going to be very driven into a corner in a second.
隠し扉があると仮定されたら、私の話はすべて水の泡。
If I'm given that there is a hidden door, then my argument comes to nothing. And if I didn't specify which person was about to be driven into a corner, following the flow of the conversation, I had to feel that she was referring to Aunt Natsuhi.
母さん、何の話？
Mother, what are you talking about?
ジョージは少し黙ってなさい。
George, stay quiet for a while. The adults are talking.
どうなの？
What do you say?
源氏さん、
Genji-san,
カノン君、そ
Kano-kun,
して熊沢さん。
and Kumasawa-san.
隠し扉はあるの？
Is there a hidden door
ないの？
or not?
源氏さんはお父様が書斎を改造した時、施工業者の監督をしていたはず。
Genji-san, when you remodel father's study, you must have overseen the construction.
知らないとは言わせないわよ。
I won't let you say that you don't know.
そのようなものは親方様の書斎にはありません。
There is nothing of that nature in master's study. Are you sure, though?
間違いなく
You sure? Sounds awfully sus.
片翼のわしを許されたカノン君。
What about Kana-kun entrusted with the one-winged eagle?
はい、
Yes.
間違いなく
Yes, I am sure.
親方様の書斎に隠し扉などありません。
There's nothing like a hidden door in a master's study.
熊沢さんは？
Kumasawa-san?
いえ、私も聞いたことがありませんよ。
No, I haven't heard of such thing.
お父様と親交の深い南條先生は？
What about Dr. Nanjo, who had a close relationship with father?
私もそんなものは聞いたことがありません。
I haven't heard of something like that.
結構。
Great.
じゃあいい？
Then are you ready?
話を始めるわよ。
Let me begin.
とってもシンプルな話なの。
It's really simple. Everyone tilted their heads doubtfully, wondering what Auntie Eva was proudly starting to talk about. Auntie Eva laughed triumphantly as though she were about to reveal a secret that only she knew.
お父様を最後に目撃したのは夏日姉さんよね。
And Natsuhi-san was the last person to spot father, right?
詳しい時間は忘れちゃったけど、今朝の9時前くらいのことだと思ったわ。
I forgot the exact time, but I think it was a little before 9 in the morning.
姉さん、覚えてる？
Ne-san, do you remember?
私、あなたがお父様の書斎からちょうど出てくるところに出くわしたわよね。
I ran into you just as you were coming out of father's study, right?
ええ、覚えています。
Yes, I remember.
それが何だというのですか？
What does this have to do with anything?
そして次に姉さんがお父様の書斎を訪れたのは
And the next time you went to visit father's study,
兄さんたちの遺体が見つかってからよね。
that was after we found the bodies of Nissan and the rest, right?
それを報告しに書斎に上がり、そこで私と一緒に不在を確認したわ。
Together with me, you went up to the study to report that, and we discovered that he wasn't there.
ところで姉さん、
By the way, Ne-san,
その時お父様の書斎に入ろうとして気づいたことはなかったかしら？
at that time, when you went to enter father's study, did you notice anything?
気づいたこと？
Notice anything?
何のことですか？
What are you talking about?
ほら、
Come on.
ゴミを拾ったでしょ。
You picked up some trash, right?
畳んだレシートを。
A folded receipt?
確かにそんなゴミを拾った気がします。
I do seem to remember picking up some trash.
それが何か？
What does that have to do with?
そのレシートは私が飛行場に着く前に寄った売店で飴玉を買った時にもらったものよ。
I got that receipt when I bought some candy at the store at the airport. Auntie Eva pulled a small bag of candy out of her handbag.
ああ、あの時に買った飴のレシート。
Uh-huh. The receipt when you bought that candy.
でも母さん、そのレシートの話が何と関係あるの？
Mother, what does that receipt have to do with anything?
ジョージ、もうちょい黙って聞いとってや。
George, stay quiet and listen for a little longer. Uncle Hideyoshi's expression was a little strict. Somehow it seemed that he understood what Auntie Eva was getting at.
本当にこれは気まぐれよ。
It was really just on a whim, you see.
何かを予見してたとか。
It wasn't out of any foresight.
ましてや夏日姉さんを罠にかけようとか、そんなのじゃ断じてないんだから。
I certainly wasn't planning on setting a trap for you or anything.
実はね、そのレシート。
Actually, this receipt.
姉さんがお父様と最後に会って出てきて、そこで私と会ったでしょ？
You remember, Nissan, just after you met father and left, you met me, right?
その時、書斎の扉に私が挟み込んだものなのよ。
At that time, I stuck this to the door to the study.
ってことはどういうことですか？
So, what does that mean?
つまり夏日おばさんがそのレシートを拾うまで誰もドアを開けていない。
Does that mean that until Natsuhi picked up that receipt, no one had opened the door?
ちょっと待ってよ、エヴァおばさん。
Wait a second, Auntie Eva.
レシート挟むなんてバレバレだって。
Sticking a receipt in would be obvious.
じい様が外出した時に気づいて面白がってもう一回挟み直した可能性も。
It's possible that when Grandfather opened the door, he noticed it and found it interesting and stuck it back in the door. Jessica hurriedly argued back. She still didn't really know what it meant, but she realized that whatever it was placing some kind of weird suspicion on her own mother.
もちろん、バレないようにレシートは小さく折りたたんだわ。
Of course, I folded the receipt very small so that no one had noticed it.
でもね、レシートが落ちるところを仮に見たとしても、扉のどこの高さの部分に挟み込んであったかは正確にはわかんないんじゃない？
But even if you assumed that he saw it fall, he would have no way of knowing how high up the door it would be stuck on.
私は夏日姉さんが鍵を取り出している間に確認したわ。
I checked it while Natsuhi Nessa was taking the key out.
レシートが挟み込まれた位置は寸分の1ミリの違いもなく私が挟んだ場所だった。
The receipt was so stuck in 1 millimeter away from where I had to put it.
なぜそんな子供じみたいたずらをされるのか理解できません。
I can't understand why you pull such a childish prank.
大方、私の部屋の扉にいたずらをしたのもあなたでしょう。
I'll bet you were the one who did that prank on the door to my room too.
夏日さんの部屋の扉？
The door to your room?
不愉快な話だったので話しませんでしたが、
It was unpleasant to talk about, so I didn't.
今朝目が覚めたら扉の外側にあのシャッターの落書きと同じと思われる赤い塗料でいたずらがされていたのです。
But this morning when I woke up, there was a sign of some prank on the outside of my door with what was probably the same red paint that was scribbled across the shutter.
かきむしったような気持ちの悪い跡で、
There are some unpleasant marks as though someone had been tearing at the door.
なんやその話。
Wait, what is this?
なんで今まで黙っとったんや。
Why you been silent about this until now?
申し訳ありません。
My apologies.
あの後、立て続けにいろいろと恐ろしいことが起こったため、今のままで失念していました。
Since so many horrid things have been happening since then, I had completely forgotten about it just till now. How convenient.
知らないわよそんなの。
I don't know or care about that.
私がしてるのは姉さんの部屋じゃなくてお父様の部屋の扉の話よ。
I'm not talking about your door, but the door to father's room, okay?
姉さんがお父様がいるのを確認してから私と一緒に不在を確認するまでの間、
After you check what he had in his
あの扉は
room,
一度も開かれてないのよ。
and until we made sure that he wasn't, that door wasn't open even once.
扉を使わずどうやってお父様は外に出たのかしら。
How did father get out if he didn't use the door, huh?
そんな ことは知りません。
I don't know that.
私が知りたいくらいです。
That's what I want to know.
夏日姉さんの他にお父さんの在室を確認したのは誰や？
I think Natsuhine-san, other than you, who else checked to see whether father was in this room?
昨べ金蔵さんとチェスをしたのがあった最後ですな。
Last time I met Kinzo was when we were playing chess last night.
夕食の直前までご一緒だったはずです。
I believe I was with him until just before dinner.
それより後の時間は誰かおらんのか？
Did anyone else see him after that?
私です。
I did.
昨夜の晩餐のお世話をしております。
I gave him his dinner last night.
はい。
Yes.
僕とシャノンも一緒でした。
Shan and I were with him.
ここまでは間違いなくお父さんも部屋にいたやろな。
So up until then, father was still definitely in his room.
だがな、夏日姉さん。
But Natsuhine-san,
不在だった書斎は窓も扉も全て閉め切られた状態だったそうやないか。
it sounds like when you found out he wasn't there, all the ways in or out of the study were closed, right?
なのに夏日さんは今朝お父さんに会って話をした言うと。
But even so, you said that you met and talked with him this morning.
私には皆さんが何を険悪になっているのかわかりません。
I understand why everyone has become so gloomy. People are dead, man.
どなたか説明してくださいますか？
Someone explain it to me.
父さんと母さんは夏日おばさんが今朝おじい様に会ったというのは嘘だと言っているのかい？
Mother and father, are you saying that what Aunt Natsu says about meeting grandfather this morning is a lie?
嘘なんかつくもんかよ。母さんは潔白だぜ。
Why the hell would she tell a lie? Mom's innocent.
なんで嘘なんかつくんだよ。
Why the hell would she lie?
ジェシカ、
Jessica,
言葉遣いを直しなさいといつも言っています。
keep telling you to watch your language. All at once, everyone became confused. It's all so confuzzling. Hold on. Just want to adjust the volume a bit. Okay. From across the parlor table, Auntie Ava and Aunt Natsu confronted each other. While George Aniki confronted Jessica. What the hell is going on?
複数の人間の目撃があるのは昨晩までよ。
Remember, it's only up until last night that we had multiple people saying they saw him.
でも今朝以降、お父様の姿を見たと称するのは夏日姉さんただ一人。
Remember, it's only up until last night that we had multiple people saying they saw him, but the only way who claims that they saw father since this morning is Natsuhine-san.
そして私の挟んだレシートが物語る奇妙な事実。
And then there's that strange fact we learned from the receipt.
さあ、この点と点はどうやれば結べるのかしら？
So how can we connect these points together, huh? Auntie Ava urged everyone to work their imaginations. Sure, that receipt would come just as an important point, but I didn't know what other point I could draw a line together. The answer as Auntie Ava was hoping for was that Aunt Natsuki had lied to make it seem like grandfather had been in the room this morning, And Auntie Eva mere whim had exposed that.
わけわかんねえぜ。
That makes no freaking sense.
なんで母さんが嘘をつかなきゃならないんだよ。
Why the hell would Mom lie?
その理由がねえじゃねえかよ。
She had no freaking reason to.
その理由は私も知りたいわよ。
Yeah, that's what I wanna know.
でもね、ジェシカちゃん。
But Jessica-chan,
お父様の材質を偽る価値が全くないとは限らないのよ。
you can't say that there's no possible reason for her to lie about father being in a room, right?
推理小説でもたまに出てくるでしょ。
You see it every once in a while in detective novels, don't you?
生存時刻を偽ることによって自分のアリバイを偽証するトリックよ。
The trick of confusing the time of death to create an alibi.
なんだそりゃ。
What are you talking about?
そんなの聞いたことないぜ。
Never heard of that.
お父様はまだ見つからないけれど、普通に考えればもう殺されていると考えるのが自然でしょうね。
We still haven't found father yet, but if you think about it normally, it would be natural to assume that he was already been killed.
となれば必ず近いうちに死体は見つかる。
In that case, we should expect to find his corpse soon.
その時死亡時刻をうまく偽ることができれば、夏日姉さんはアリバイを作ることができるのよ。
If at that point the time of death could be fake, Natsu Nessa would be able to create an alibi.
わかる？
Do you understand?
みんな？
Everyone? This morning when Aunt Natsuhi went to check on the grandfather was there, she lied. And he was already dead at that time? And she moved the body to some location and disguised it to make it seem like he had been killed there. And then she could only stay with everyone else to prepare an alibi. And then she could say, I heard someone screaming or something, and dash over there and become the first to find the body along with everyone else. Is that what Auntie Eva was saying?
バカバカしい。
How preposterous!
推理小説など所詮は娯楽小説。
Detective novels are nothing more than indulgent entertainment.
そんなものばかり読んでいるから、そのような不謹慎な発想に至るのです。
You can only think of such a indiscreet idea because you read them all the time.
そうだぜ。
Yeah.
死亡時刻を少しくらいごまかしたって、そんなの警察が検視すりゃ一発でバレるじゃねえかよ。
Even if she tried to fake the time of death a little, all of that would be blown away in the instant once the police did their autopsy.
古典の世界だったらともかく、現代日本でそんなトリック本気で通用すると思ってんのかよ。
Might have been fooled to people in old books, but do you seriously think that kind of trick would fly in the modern Japan?
おかしいぜ。
Are you insane?
そうかしら。
You think so?
今朝南條先生が亡くなった人たちの死体を見て、死亡時刻を曖昧に見積もられたわよ。
This morning, when Dr. Nanjo looked at the corpse, he was only able to give a vague estimate of the time of death, right?
検視結果は環境や個体差に非常に左右されやすい。
Autopsy results are affected greatly by the corpse's surrounding and individual peculiarities. Peculiarities, yes.
数時間単位で誤差の出る非常にアバウトなものなのよ。
It's a very rough estimate with the uncertainty of several hours.
しかも困ったことに、警察の科学的な捜査は明日にならないとできない。
And unfortunately, the police's scientific investigation will have to wait until tomorrow.
そこまでの正確な死亡時刻を測ることなんて、ジェシカちゃんの言う現代日本でもそうそう簡単なことじゃないのよ。
Measuring the exact time of death after that, even in the modern Japan, like you said, wouldn't be that easy, you know.
ねえ、南條先生。
Right, Dr. Nanjo?
検視は経験と勘の必要な非常に難しい作業です。
Examining a corpse is an extremely difficult task that requires both experience and instinct.
誤診率も非常に高いと聞いております。
I have heard that there is a very high rate of a mistaken diagnosis.
確かにほんの数時間程度の誤差を出してしまうことは 大いにあり得るでしょうな。
I imagine it is very possible for a misreading or just a few hours to occur.
しかしアリバイの世界は数時間もあれば十分やで。
However, for an alibi, that's more than enough.
古典のトリックとちゃう。
It's not just a trick for the classics.
十分に通用するトリックなんや。
It's a trick that actually works.
夏日姉さん。
Natsui-san.
わしらあんたを疑いたいわけやないんやで。
It's not like we want to suspect you, alright?
疑いとうないから潔白を示してほしいだけなんや。
And that's why we want you to prove you're innocent.
何の潔白を示せというのですか。
What is this innocence you want me to prove?
今朝私は確かにお父様にお会いしました。
This morning I definitely met with father.
そして心の中に片翼のわしを刻めとお言葉をいただいて。
And he told me to keep the one-winged eagle engraved in my heart.
あのお言葉をも否定するというのですか。
Are you denying what he said that though?
それだけは断じて許せません。
I will definitely not permit that.
お父様がかけられた言葉までも否定することは
I will not
断じ
permit
て
you.
許せません。
I will not permit you to deny that father said those words.
あるいはお父様の遺体は出てこないのかしら。
Maybe father's body won't appear at all.
普通失踪は死亡宣告に7年かかるもの。
Normally a person has to be missing for 7 years before they're officially declared dead.
余命残りわずかなお父様を7年も
ああ
延命し、その財産を独占するには
Oh, thank.
なんともうまいやり方じゃない。
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for Eva to stop speaking, but yes, hello, Clara. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone. We are playing Umineko no Nakokoro ni horror visual novel. Hello. Welcome. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu, everyone. Yay. Thank you. So thank you, Dance, for gifting a sub. Maybe father's body won't appear at all. Normally a person has to be missing for 7 years before it's officially declared dead. Wouldn't that be a clever way to extend father's nearly finished life after 7 years and keep all his wealth to himself? Thank you, Dance, for gifting White Wolf a sub as well. Oh, I was playing something similar. Oh, that's cool. Was it Higurashi? Or just like a horror visual novel in general? Also, thank you, Dance, for gifting Collagendus a sub as well. Thank you. Enjoy your emotes. Yes, enjoy your subus. Oh shit, it's locked and loaded. I cannot abide this. Oh, just a horror visual novel in general? Nice, nice. It is raining where I am, so it's a perfect mood for some horror. Also, it's the same person who's making the new Silent Hill game. Same writer. I cannot abide this anymore from you. Thank you also, Adon, for gifting Seth Capello a sub. I am Yoshiromi Natsuhi. Although I do not have the right to wear the one-winged eagle on my body, it is certainly engraved in my heart. Speak it that way to the wife of the Krauses, successor to the head, to the person who will act such in this place. Absolutely disgusting! What's this? Oh shit, they're having a bitch off. Are you going to shoot me with that gun? Go ahead then! Go ahead! You're not strong enough to pull the trigger. Why don't you just shoot? Sorry, voice crack. I've been talking a lot today. You're just desperate because you can't think of a way out, aren't you?
暴力で真実をごまかしてごらんなさいよ。
Do it. Just try to obscure the truth with violence. Ew. It wasn't like Anatsuhi had been actually holding that gun at the ready and threatening anyone. But after she was told by Auntie Eva, she did hold it at the ready. Unsurprisingly, once things got to the stage, Jessica and Genji tried to stop her. Madam, please calm yourself. Calm your tits. Mom, you aren't lying. So there's no reason for you to listen to this. Calm down, Natsuhine-san. Don't you just have to swear that father was definitely in that room? Why are you getting so worked over that? That's right. Natsuhi-san isn't lying. Isn't that the end of it? Then I want you to explain. How did father Match disappear from that room? The windows were closed tight from the inside. And the door too, remember? If you really met with father this morning, then why must you explain how he disappeared from this unopened door, locked room scenario? If you don't, that would mean that you were a liar after all, right? How far do you plan to mock me? If you want to argue back, go ahead. Is Umineko like a continuation of Higurashi or alternate universe? It is an alternate universe. In a completely different island with completely different people. Thank you, Shizu no Klo. I don't know how to say that, but welcome. It is completely different, but there are some connections with Higurashi. Not just directly. Yeah, it's not. That's right, try explaining it right here, right now. After that, I can apologize to you for doubting you. Yeah, it does have cameos, which is not till way later. How did father manage to get out of that locked room, huh? Umineko is just a very intense version of the game Clue. That's all you need to know. Can't explain that, and I don't need to. Really? Then let me explain it. We'll take the best parts of my perspective and yours and come up with a more friendly explanation. I believe that, like you said, father was still in the room this morning. But the next time the door was open, father wasn't there. You don't have any objections so far, right? I have no desire to listen to anything more than you have to say. Shut your feverless mouth, you whore. My reason goes like this, alright? I verified on both occasions that you were the only one to go through that door.
そしてレシートもそれを立証している。
And the receipt is proof of that.
にもかかわらずお父様を部屋から出すパズルの答えは
So, what is the answer to the puzzle of how father was sent out of the room regardless? He got teleported. Bam. No, better. He vented. That's how he got out. He vented.
窓よ
The window.
どこから出したのよ
He was sent out the window.
ひねさんはお父様を3階の書斎の窓から中庭に突き落としたのよ
Damn this voice acting. Natsu-san, you pushed father out the third-story window in the study into the courtyard. You vicious malcontent!
奥様こらえてください
Madam, please endure it.
エヴァ様、どうかおやめくださいませ。
Eva-sama, please stop it. Yamete kudasai nane.
その後中庭に転落して死んだお父様の遺体は
Father died from the fall into the courtyard. Yeah, but was there a body on the floor though?
夏日姉さんが屋敷内の戸締まりを確認すると言って出て行った時にどこかへ隠したのよ
Father died from the fall in the courtyard, and when you left saying you were going to check the doors and windows, you went to hit the corpse somewhere. Yeah, but would her outfit be like full of blood though?
多分その時に死亡時刻を偽る工作もしたんでしょうね
That was probably when you took some measures to fake the time of death, right?
クラウス兄さんたちの事件もさらに昨べのビアトリーチェの事件もひっくるめて
This all ties with the case regarding Kraus Nisa and the rest, and also the case regarding Beatrice last night.
ナスさんが怪しい可能性が非常に高いっていうことだ
There's an extremely good chance that Natsuki is suspicious in those cases.
本当ならこんなことを言いたくはない
Normally, I wouldn't want to say this.
だがもうぶちまけてしまったからには仕方がない
Now it's out in the open. There's nothing else I can do.
頼むわ夏日姉さん
Please, Natsuki-san.
どうか自分の無実を説明してくれんか
Explain! How can you be innocent? They're all cornering her. She's doing her best.
侍とわしはあんたを疑わなきゃならんのや
Or else I can't help but suspect you.
なぜこの私が
Why me? I am not the sus one.
この私が後宮夏日がこのような恥ずかしめを
Why must I, Ushiramiya Natsuki, be insulted like this? Are? Looks like everyone else had said their piece.
ダメだな。全然ダメだぜ。
The Chad has entered the chat. No good. No goddamn good at all.
エヴァおばさん。
Auntie Eva.
ダメって何がだよ
What do you mean, no good, Battler? Jessica looked up at me, hanging onto every word. Auntie Eva's expression was composed as well.
全然ダメって何が
No good at all, you say? What is?
バトラ君
Batara-kun.
聞かせてよ
Tell me.
一方からしか見られないから、夏日おばさんしかありえないって思い込んじまうのさ。
You can only see this from one angle. That's why you're convinced that it has to be on Natsuhi.
別に夏日おばさんを擁護するわけじゃねえが、そんなハったりのチェックメイトじゃ通用しねえってことさ。
It's not like I'm defending her, but bluffing the checkmate like that isn't gonna work.
レシートを軸にした推理はまずまずだとは思う。
I think the theory you're based around that receipt is passable.
筋は悪くない。
It's not a bad thread of logic.
だが、俺の採点じゃせいぜい65点ってとこだ。
But I give it a grade of 65 at best.
これが答案なら、居残りで報酬ってとこだぜ。
Battler finally dropping his fat cock on the table to end the conversation. You bitches need to shut up and listen to me. I think in theory you base your... Okay, if this were an exam, that'd be bad enough to get you an extra lesson detention, you know. Damn, what a Chad.
あら、じゃあレシートで封印されている扉をどうやって破ってお父様を失踪させられるというの？
Wait.
私の説以外に。
Wait, this emote. Yes, my Seal Phantom Hive emote that for some reason Twitch has not noticed it. Don't tell Daddy Twitch-kun. I also have this emote as well. Yes. For all my freaks in chat can use it. Oh my Will, how would you break through a door sealed by a receipt and make father disappear other than by my theory?
エヴァおばさんの説は確かに面白い。
Clara wants to show the PP emote I can respect. Your theory is interesting, I admit.
そしてその説以外にじい様が失踪できる方法がないって言い切れるなら
And we could say definitively that there was no way to make grandfather disappear other than yours.
最終目撃者である夏日おばさんが黒であると確かに言い切れるだろう。
Then we could say for certain that the last person to see him and not see he has to be responsible.
だが夏日おばさんが無実で濡れ衣である可能性が残っている以上
However,
そうだと断言することはできねえ。
However, since there still is a possibility that she is innocent, that these accusations are false, you cannot make that claim.
ならバトラ君は夏日姉さん以外の誰にお父様を失踪させられたというの？
Then Batura-kun, who are you saying could have made grandfather disappear other than Natsuhine-san?
姉さんしかありえないのよ。
It would be impossible for anyone else to do it.
私のレシートがそれを証明してしまったわ。
My receipt proved that right.
一度目に書斎に訪れた夏日姉さん。
From the first time she visited that study.
そして二度目に私と訪れるまでの間、書斎は完全に密室で密室開封後には失踪している。
And until the second time when she visited together, the study was a perfect locked room. And when the seal was broken on the locked room, he was already missing.
これで夏日姉さんが犯人じゃないというなら、どんなトリックがあるっていうの？
If it doesn't prove that she was the culprit, what kind of trick could they have used?
だから65点なんだよエヴァおばさん。
Like I said, Auntie Eva, only 65 points.
じゃあここでチェス盤をひっくり返す。
So let's try flipping the chessboard, shall we?
どうやって外部からじい様を失踪させるかじゃない。
Grandfather disappeared from the outside.
どうやって内部からじい様が失踪するかって考えるんだ。
Think about how grandfather disappeared from the inside.
扉にはレシートが挟まれていたから使用されていない。
The door had the receipt stuck in, so it couldn't have been used.
窓も出ることはできても外側からは施錠できず。
いや、
しかもエヴァおばさんは書斎を訪れた時に窓の施錠を確認している。
He also couldn't have gone through a window because they can't be locked from the outside, and when you visit the study, you can check to make sure they were locked.
だから窓も使用されていない。
So the windows also weren't used.
その時点では確かに書斎は密室だった。
At that point, the study really was a locked room. Basically an escape room.
これは認めるしかない。
We have to accept this.
だがしかし、書斎は永遠に密室だったわけじゃない。
However, the study didn't remain a locked room forever.
レシートの封印さえ解かれれば、扉は使用可能になり、脱出可能になる。
Once the seal created by the receipt was moved, it became possible to use the door and possible to escape through the door.
つまり、夏日おばさんがどうやってじい様を失踪させたかじゃない。
In other words, it's not about how Aunt Natsuhi made grandfather disappear.
どうやって じい様は書斎を脱出したのかって考えるんだよ。
We need to think about how he was able to escape.
じい様の書斎はただの書斎じゃねえんだよな。
Grandfather's study isn't any ordinary study, right?
源氏さんの話じゃ、トイレからキッチン、ベッドルームまであるちょいとした家並みじゃねえか。
According to Genji-san, there is a toilet, a kitchen, and even a bedroom, almost like a little house.
例えばベッドの下にでも潜って隠れたら、おばさんたちは部屋からいなくなったと思い込めるぜ。
If he hid under the bed, for example, he could trick the two of you into thinking he'd disappear, right?
エヴァおばさんもそこまで調べてきたわけじゃねえだろ。
Auntie Eva, even you didn't check that carefully, did you?
そしておばさんたちは失踪したと思い階下へ戻る。
And then the two of you went back down the stairs thinking that he wasn't there.
この時レシートはもうない。
At that time, the receipt was already gone.
つまりじい様は密室である間は部屋に隠れ続け。
In other words, if grandfather was hiding in that room the whole time when it was a locked
エヴァお
room,
ばさんたちをやり過ごした後に部屋から脱出することで、この密室を破ることができる。
and escaped after letting the two of you go past him, we can crack this locked room right open.
何よそれ。
Ha, facts and logic. What is this?
どうしてお父様がそんな妙なことをして部屋を抜け出さなきゃならないの？
Why would father want to do something that weird and then escape the room?
口頭無形にも程があるわよ。
Don't be so absurd.
ああ、口頭無形かもな。
Yeah, it might be absurd.
だがそれでも夏日おばさんが濡れ衣かもしれない可能性は示してる。
However, it still shows that there is a possibility that Natsuki is being accused falsely.
エヴァおばさんのレシートは完璧じゃねえ。
Your receipt wasn't perfect.
チェスで言えばチェックくらいにはなったろ。
In chess, we might call that check.
だがチェックメイトじゃねえ。
But it isn't checkmate.
そして俺が最高に気に入らねえのは、
And the thing that I like least.
それを夏日おばさんに釈明しろと迫って、
It's how you
それができなきゃ黒だって断定しようとしたエヴァおばさんのその論法さ。
It's how you pressure Natsuki to explain it, and then argue that if she doesn't, she must be guilty.
それがまかり通るってんだな。この後ろ宮バトラー。
If that passes as logic, then why don't you let me?
ここでもう一回チェス盤をひっくり返させてもらおうじゃねえか。
Objection! Flip over the chessboard one more time.
エヴァおばさん、あんたの論法によるならよ、
Auntie Eva, according to your argument,
あんたと秀吉おじさんが昨日親父たち6人を殺害してからのこのことゲストハウスに帰ったんじゃないってことを
you
こ
must
の場で釈明してもらわなくちゃならねえぜ。
you must explain to us here and now why you and Uncle Hideyoshi couldn't have killed those 6 last night and then casually returned to the guest room.
夏日おばさんに釈明を強いたんだ。
You have been trying to force Aunt Natsuki to explain.
あんたにはもちろん自身の潔白を釈明できるんだろうな。
I'm sure you can prove your own innocence, right?
じいさまの遺産が全部転がり込むエヴァおばさんよ。
Auntie Eva, who's had all the grandfather's wealth suddenly dropped right into her hands.
そうだぜ。エヴァおばさんだって十分怪しいじゃねえかよ。
That's right. You're pretty damn suspicious yourself, aren't you?
母さんがじいさまの最終目撃者だから怪しいって言うなら、
If you say mom's suspicious because she was the last person to see
エヴァ
him,
おばさんだって父さんたちの最終目撃者じゃないか。
what about you, Auntie Eva? Who was the last person to see Dad and the rest?
バトラの言う通りだぜ。自分たちは殺してないってことを証明してみせろよ。
Just like Battler said, prove that you two weren't the ones that killed them.
僕もお母さんの推理は少し勇み足だと思うな。
Mother, I also think that your reasoning was a little overeager. Damn, even your son's calling you out.
レシートの件は確かに重要なヒントだと思う。
I'm sure that the receipt was an important hint.
でもそれはバトラ君の言う通り、夏日おばさんが何がしかの犯人であることを断定できるものじゃない。
But like Butler-kun said, that's not enough to prove that Aunt Natsuhi is guilty of any degree.
僕たちは等しく全員が容疑者なんだ。
We're all equally suspicious.
夏日おばさんだけが責められる道理はない。
It's not right for only Aunt Natsuhi to be persecuted.
誇り高きお父様が床に這いつくばってベッドの下に
Our noble father crawling on the floor on this bed.
そんなざれ言で説明がつくと思って
You can call nonsense like that an explanation?
それならエヴァおばさんが先に説明しろよ。
Why don't you explain first?
特によ、誰がどうやって殺して、そして自分が関わっていないという証拠を示してみろってんだ。
Who killed those six and how did they try showing us proof that you weren't involved? Cough, cough, cough. Things are getting heated. Cough, cough, hack, 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 cough, cough, cough. Damn, she's dying of cringe.
お嬢様、お嬢様。
My lady, my lady. Jessica suddenly started coughing. First I thought it was just choking after yelling too loud, but it seemed to be lasting for too long for that, and she really looked like she was suffering. Jessica kept coughing and choking down on her knees.
ジェシカ、しっかり。
Jessica, hang in there. Your asthma's acting up.
南條先生。
Dr. Nanjo.
ジェシカさん、吸入器を早く。
Oh yeah, I was right. Jessica, your inhaler, quickly.
ええ、私が持ってきているのがあります。
No, wait, I have one with me. Dr. Nanjo put a bronchodilator inhaler from his own bag, which was lying on the sofa, and handed it to Kanon-kun. Come to think of it, 6 years ago, didn't Jessica sometimes break into violent coughing and have to use that? But 6 years ago, I never saw Jessica look like she was in this much pain.
兄貴、ジェシカってこんなに喘息ひどかったっけ？
Aniki, was Jessica's asthma always that bad?
ここ数年でだいぶ悪くなったんだよ。
It's gotten a lot worse these last few years.
大丈夫な時はいいんだけどね。
It's no problem when she's normal.
突然発作が来ると咳が止まらなくなるんだよ。
But then an attack comes suddenly and she can't stop coughing. Damn. Damn, I used to have asthma when I was little. The shit sucked.
お嬢様、お薬です。
My lady, your medicine.
さあ。
Here. Taking the inhaler from Kana-kun, and Jessica used it with a practiced hand. The VA must have been having so much fun with all that coughing. Yeah, and it sounds legit too. For a while, it looked like her throat was still feeling itchy, but it gradually settled down.
大丈夫かよ、ジェシカ。
Are you alright, Jessica?
びっくりしたぜ。
Scared me.
大したことねえよ。
It's no big deal.
心配すんじゃねえ。
Don't worry about it. Beads of sweat covered Jessica's whole body, and she couldn't hide her rough breathing, but it looked like she was suddenly attacked had calmed down for now. This disturbance had left the room hostile atmosphere in an awkward, unsettled state. But that was fine. There was absolutely no need to be driving up everyone's suspicion of each other. When you think about it, even probing at each other's alibis and searching for the killer was probably completely unnecessary. After all, we're just powerless, ordinary people. And when the police came tomorrow, they'll definitely employ cutting-edge technologies and investigate the case thoroughly. Solve all the riddles and arrest the killer.
確かにバトラ君の言う通りかしら。
I wonder if Battler-kun is right after all.
夏日姉さんが疑わしいように、私たちも疑わしさを拭えていない。
It's like Natsu Ines-san is suspicious. I can't ignore the fact that we're all suspicious too.
それを今議論し合うのは確かに不毛ね。
Arguing about that now is super unproductive.
明日、警察に全てを任せれば済むだけの話よ。
If you think she's bad now, she's gonna be absolutely awful later in the story. Everything will be fine if we just leave it to the police tomorrow.
でも、バトラ君だって知りたいんじゃないの？
But don't you want to know too, Battler-kun?
犯人を。
Who the killer is.
大切な人を失った痛みを思い知らせてやるために、1秒でも早く知りたいんじゃない？
Want to let them know right this very second the pain you feel from losing someone precious to you.
それは否定しないです。
I won't deny that.
これだけの上等を決めてくれやがった野郎を。
Even one day would
たとえ一日であったとしても、のさばらしたくはない。
Even one day would be too long to let the bastard pull this detestable bullshit go.
でも、だからといって18人の中の誰かを疑いたくはない。
But that doesn't mean that I want to doubt one of the 18.
さっきはああ言ったが、俺はエヴァおばさんだって疑いたくない。
Even though I said what I said earlier, I don't even want to doubt you, Auntie Eva.
俺にとってのエヴァおばさんはちゃめっ気があって、いつも楽しくさせてくれる最高のおばさんだ。
To me, you're an awesome aunt who's always mischievous and entertaining.
そんなおばさんとこんな罵り合いはしたくねえ。
I don't want to trade insults with an aunt like that.
ここにいる誰だってそんなことは望んでねえはずさ。
Not a single person here wants to do that.
だろ
Right?
みんな。
Everyone?
バトラ君に同じ。
I feel the same as Battler-kun.
意味のない罵り合いだね。
It's pointless to trade insults.
多分これだけの人数が朝から一ところにずっと集まってるから、みんなストレスが溜まってるんだよ。
It's probably just the stress built up because so many people have been crammed in one place since morning.
でしょうな。
Probably.
無理もないことです。
This is only natural.
言ってできるものではありませんが、なるべく皆さんリラックスしましょう。
Maybe easier said than done, but I think we should all relax as much as possible.
エヴァ、
Eva,
わしらも頭を冷やすべきとちゃうか。
don't you think we should cool our heads?
レシートの件は確かにお父さんの失踪を探る上で重要な手がかりになると思うで。
I do think that receipt is going to be an important clue in search of her father's
警
whereabouts.
察が来たら話すといいやろ。
We should tell the police about it when they come.
そうね。
Yes, you're right.
そう。
Yes.
レシートの一件で、つい鬼の首を取ったような気持ちになっちゃったのね。
Yeah, I just feel a little triumphant when I figured out the part with the receipt.
確かに夏日姉さんだけを疑うのはフェアじゃないわ。
Of course, it isn't fair to only doubt Natsuhine-san.
私たちだって等しく疑わしい。
We're just as suspicious.
でもね、バトラ君。
But still, Battler-kun,
レシートの話だけは本当よ。
at least the part with the receipt is real. Right?
これ、忘れないでね。
Don't forget this.
そしてこれがどういう意味を持つか、もう一度よく考えてみてね。
Try thinking deeply about this when this means okay? Auntie Eva, Uncle Hideyoshi stood up. It looked like they planned on leaving the parlor.
結局私たちはこんな推理ごっこしても意味はないのよ。
In the end, it's pointless for us to continue playing detectives.
だってどうせ警察が全て明かしてくれるんですもの。
After all, the police will reveal everything in the end anyway. That's right. Even if you don't play this detective game, when the typhoon passes and those lively seagulls return to the harbor, everything will settle itself. Yes. If you think about it, this kind of crime is completely trivial. It'll definitely be resolved, even if we do nothing. When the seagulls cry, Umineko no nakokoro ni.
これ以上夏日姉さんも私の顔を見ていたくはないでしょう。
Machine-san, I'll take it that you don't want to see my face anymore.
私も同じよ。
I feel the same.
確か姉さんは昨日ゲストハウスに帰らなくて済むようにって客室を用意してくれたのよね。
Even if I remember correctly yesterday that you had some rooms prepared for us in the mansion so that we wouldn't need to go back to the guest house, right?
あそこはバスもトイレもあるし、鍵もチェーンもかかる。
There should be a bath, a toilet there as well as locked and chained to secure the door.
横になれるベッドもあるし、主人もマリアちゃんとチャンネル争いをせずにテレビを見ることができるわ。
There's even a bed to lie on, and my husband will be able to watch TV without having to fight with Maria-chan over which channel to watch, okay?
お好きになさるといいでしょう。
You may do as you please.
でもくれぐれも用心を。
But make sure to be cautious.
ありがとう姉さん。
Thank you, Ne-san.
そして余計なお世話よ。
Mind your own business.
姉さんはみんなの監視をよろしくね。
I'll be counting on you to keep an eye on everyone, alright?
犯人はこの中に必ずいるんだから。
Because the killer is definitely among us.
そして姉さんも自分が監視をされていることをお忘れなく。
And Nessa, make sure you don't forget that you're being watched too.
捨て台詞はそれで十分ですか？
Haven't you made enough parting remarks?
十分よ。
Yes, that's enough.
じゃあね、夏日姉さん。
See you, Natsine-san.
源氏さん、夕食になったら呼んでね。
Genji-san, please call for us when it's dinner time.
それまでチェーンをかけて閉じこもってるわ。
Thank you, Nans, for gifting a sub to Jisu no Kolo. Till then, we'll keep ourselves locked in with the chain. Enjoy your emotes.
源氏、カノ、
Genji Kanon.
お二人を客室までお送りを。
Escort them to the guest room.
結構よ。
We'll be fine.
送り狼なんて嫌だもの。
I don't want to be ended up escorted by the killer.
むしろ私たちが部屋に行くまで誰もこの部屋を出ないでくれる方が安心よ。
In fact, I'd be more comfortable if no one left this room until we reached ours.
ジョージ行くわよ。
Let's go, George.
僕はここでみんなといるよ。
I'll stay here with everyone else.
ジョージ、
George?
この部屋に犯人がいるのよ。
The killer is in this room. But how can you be so sure? What if you're the killer?
そんなところにいるつもり？
Do you plan on staying in a place like that?
この部屋を出るということは親族の誰かを疑うのと同じことだよ。
Living this room would be the same as suspecting one of my relatives.
僕はあんな恐ろしいことができる人間が親族にいるなんて信じない。
I refuse to believe that anyone in our family is capable of something so horrifying. How are you enjoying the story? I am very thoroughly enjoying the story, but this is not my first run. Years ago, I played the entirety of Umineko no Nakokoro ni, but it was like way before I streamed it, so this is pretty much like, I want to say like maybe second or third revisit of the series that finally I can stream it. But I never got a chance to play the sequel game, so I want to maybe get a chance to complete this game if possible, because I kind of tend to procrastinate a lot. But I am always like intrigued on revisiting the story. Hopefully, you know, I can actually finish it, because it's such a long ass visual novel. Maybe this room would be the same as suspecting one of my relatives. I refuse to believe that anyone in our family is capable of something so horrifying.
George!
George? My God.
あなたからも言ってやってよ
Honey, say something to him. My God.
ジョージももう一人前の男や。
George is already an adult. Besides, he lost his fiancée.
そのジョージの仁義がこの部屋から出えへん言わせるなら、それも勝手やろ。
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy the story of Umineko. It's one of my favorite visual novels. I do like it more than Higurashi. If his code tells him not to leave this room, then it's up to him.
好きにさせたれ。
Let him do what he wants. It's his funeral after all.
父さん
Father. Auntie Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi left. The only voice that was called after them was the sound of the rain. Parlor was being buried beneath the savage atmosphere. When I looked at the clock, I was surprised to find that it was already evening. Just like it's evening right now too, and I need to eat dinner. Had we really spent that much time worrying, talking, fighting about such needless things? Feeling bored, I started clawing at my head when Maria and I made eye contact. Since I had thought she was completely immersed with the TV, I was a little surprised.
今なら信じるぜ。
I'll believe it now. It will?
手紙も殺人もすべてベアトリーチェの仕業だ。
The letter, the murders, everything. It was all Beatrice.
いや、むしろ頼むからそうだと名乗り出てほしいぜ。
No, actually, I wish she would just come out and say that was true. This game is probably my most liked piece of fiction. It taught me some important lessons. Yeah, this also game is like a really intriguing horror mystery, which does keep me coming back to it because I'm like constantly reminded, like, oh, this series is like very well thought out, and the characters are very memorable.
19人目の仕業ってことにさせてくれ。
I want it to be a work of the 19th person.
じゃなきゃ、俺たち18人はいつまでも互いを疑い合わなくちゃならねえ。
Well, I've just been procrastinating because I have too many other things I want to do and I just end up forgetting. Because to me, it feels more appropriate to stream this during the fall season, but the fall season goes by way too quickly. I want it to be work of the 19th person, otherwise the 18 of us will have to keep on doubting each other.
これなら19人目の存在を信じる方がマシさ。
I think believing in a 19th person is better than that.
扉も窓も開けずにじいさまを外へ連れ出すなんて。ベアトリーチェならお茶の子さいさいなんだろう。
Bringing grandfather outside without opening a door or windows must be a piece of cake for Beatrice, right? Maria, after taking a single short breath, and hung her head, and raised her face again.
そうだよ。
That's right.
魔女の前に扉の鍵なんて何の役にも立たないんだよ。
Locking a door is useless against a witch.
ベアトリーチェは72柱のすべてに精通する。
Beatrice is familiar with all 72 demons.
33位のガープは望む相手を望む場所へ瞬時に運ぶ力を与えるし。
The 33rd rank, Gap, gives the power to instantly carry the desired person to any location. And she has a very big side boob. If you know, you know.
彼女にとってどのような密室に閉じこもった人間だろうと連れ出すことは難しいことでも何でもないんだよ。
To her, taking a person out of any locked room isn't hard at all, you see.
魔女はすげえな。
Witches sure are incredible.
頼むから。もしまだ事件を起こす気なら、絶対に人間には無理なことをして。
Tell her if she still plans on committing another crime, to do it in a way that no human could.
俺に19人目を、いや、魔女の存在を信じさせてくれよ。
to make me believe that a 19th person, no, a witch exists.
いいよ。
Alright.
あったら伝えておくよ。
If I meet her, I'll tell her. Damn it. I don't even understand my own thoughts anymore. When I'm led to believe a 19th person, I deny it. And when I'm led to believe that there are only 18 people, I deny that too. Even though I wish there were more people than just the 18 people here, I can't accept the existence of a 19th person. In short, even though there are more than 18 people, there are less than 19. The number of people in this mansion is 9 by x by 18. 19, I mean. So the number of people can't be represented by any integer. However, it's impossible for there to be anything after the decimal point. You shouldn't be able to represent a number of people with anything but an integer. And yet 19 by x by 18. Why does a fraction less than I play into this? It's no wonder. The 19th person is an invisible being that can't be seen. That's why integer representation that must be used to describe numbers of people she can't be seen. That which cannot be seen. Because Beatrice has no body? Therefore, is she invisible? Is there a 19th person or not? Does the witch exist or not? 19 by x by 18. That witch exists somewhere in that x. Well, chapter done. Time skip. Probably a good point to end it right here, actually. Yay. Okay, gotta go and eat. Enjoy the game, have fun stream. Thank you. I was about to end the stream myself. Wow, we've finally opened up Umineko after another 10,000 years. Yeah, good timing. Thank you everyone, stop by. It's getting late for me. I have to eat dinner soon. Yeah, thank you. It was a long stream again, like 3 hours. Not counting the Pokemon stream earlier. Oh, thank you. Hello, Pato. You want to raid someone? I don't know who to raid. You can find someone to raid. I haven't checked who's online that I follow. My friend Paleo is streaming Final Fantasy Friday. Yes, we'll raid him. Why not? How do I write this name? See you all next time. See you next week. Shit. Spelled it wrong. Hold on, I got it. Let me just make sure. I think that's right. Okay. Is my friend playing Final Fantasy? Or I think that's Monster Hunter. No, it's Final Fantasy. Okay. God, those games look the same to me. Oh yeah, he's playing the newest of Final Fantasy, the one with the cute Shota in it. Okay. See you guys. Bye-bye.